Hey, good morning. Well, it's morning right now. I'm in my son's car, and his phone mount is wobbly as hell, so this video may be wobbly as hell, and I can't do anything about it. This car is funny. It warns you when the temperature is low. It's like, did you know it's cold outside? There's an alarm. It literally says, alarm, warning, low temperature outside. Well, no shit, Sherlock, you dingbat. And I can't get it to stop. Like, quit telling me it's cold. I know it's cold. I had to walk through the cold to get to the car. My God. Does it really think I don't know it's cold outside? And it won't quit telling me that. Stop telling me that I know it's cold. Anyway, I feel like I'm driving a go-kart. I love his little car. It's like a little go-kart. I got a hell of a deal on this car, and he's making payments on it. I didn't give it to him. I'm of the opinion, and I know people feel different ways about it. I don't think you should give a child a car. I think they should have to get a job and pay for it. That's just me. I do pay for insurance, but he pays for the gas, and he makes payments on the car, and he has to keep his grades up and everything. That's what my mom did for me when I was 16. I had to have a job and make payments, on the car that I bought. She bought it, and then I had to pay her back. So I did that same thing with my son. So he makes payments every month, and so anyway, I'm glad right now we have two cars, because I had to drop my car off this morning to get the brakes, to get it checked out. And they've already called me back. They just called me back about 10 minutes ago and told me that it needs brake pads on the front and back and brake rotors. So, yes. So it's $615 parts and labor to do all that, which I don't really think is that bad. I think that's pretty good. I know I had a friend of mine that had the same thing done on her car, and all they did was replace the rear brake pads, and they charged her $350 just to do that. Like, yikes. So anyway, yeah, so that's going on. They said they would get back to me. My car will be ready later this afternoon. Hopefully not too late, because my son's gonna have to come down here with me and drop me off, because he's got to go to work. God, I don't know how he can stand this cell phone mount. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Ugh. This thing sucks. So now what am I doing? Well, now, okay, my younger son, for whatever reason, okay, he went to spend the night with a friend of his. This was a little while back, before he was grounded, and he had his retainer. And his retainer comes in a little case, For some reason, I don't know why. Instead of putting the retainer back in the case, he put it in a Ziploc bag. He had the case with him, but he took the extra step to obtain a Ziploc bag and put it in the Ziploc bag. Well, his retainer is very small and clear and very lightweight. And in a Ziploc bag, it would probably just look like a cellophane candy wrapper. It's not very big. The two pieces are not very big. It would just look like cellophane candy wrappers. Well, what we think happened was he brought it back from his friend's house in that bag for whatever reason, I don't know, because he had the case with him. I don't know why. We think he set it down somewhere, maybe in the living room, like on the table. And more than likely what happened was I saw that Ziploc bag and assumed it was just a candy wrapper in there and threw it away. We have done some investigating, and we think that's what's happened. So, I have the 3D printed molds, so I'm taking them to the orthodontist, and they're going to make a new set. The first one you get for free. After that, you have to pay $100 for them. So I've told him, all right, these are free. They're not charging us for the set. If this happens again, if you don't keep up with them, you're paying every penny of that $100. I will make him work it off. No shit. I will make him work off. I won't pay a damn dime of that $100. I said, I'm not the one who lost them. Even if I'm the one who threw them away because I thought they were candy wrappers, they should have never been in that bag to begin with. trying really hard to teach my kids responsibility. I'm trying. I'm not perfect. God knows I am not a perfect parent. But I see so many kids, and again, I'm not saying I'm a better parent than anybody, but I see so many kids. Hell, I see adults who cannot keep up with their shit, and they just assume that somebody, mama or partner or whoever, is just going to keep up with their stuff for them. Where are my shoes? Where's my bag? And they don't even bother to look. They just expect this other person to go fetch their things for them. I'm like, no. And since my kids were small, if they came to me, Mom, where are my shoes? I don't know. Where'd you leave them? And I'm not going to look for them. You go find them. You know where they are. Go find them. This house is not that big. It is not a palatial mansion. Go look for your shoes. It is not my job, and I've told them this so many times they're sick of it. It is not my job to keep up with your stuff. I don't expect you to keep up with mine. I'm not going to keep up with yours. I'm sorry. I'm a little irritated this morning. I'm mad over the whole damn retainer thing. And for some reason, the 2 key fobs for this car, it told me the key battery is low. And my car, my key fob, it said the battery was low. So I used the spare key fob and it was fine. So I have to replace key fob batteries today too. And at some point I would like to get some work done on my regular job. I haven't really been able to do that yet today because I had to go drop my car off, get back home, and then I've had to get everything together. And for some reason, to drop off this retainer, the 3D printed mold to get another one made, for some reason, I have to have an appointment to drop it off. I don't really know why that is, but they said I had to have an appointment, so I got to get there. I'm supposed to be there at 9:30, so I gotta scoot. I gotta hurry. But yeah, apparently you can't just walk in and drop it off. You have to have an appointment to do it. I must need to talk to somebody. I don't know. So then I have to come back when they're ready and bring him with me, and he has to try them on to see if they need to be trimmed down, or sometimes there'll be a little sharp piece that has to be trimmed off or whatever. But I try, okay? I have tried to teach my kids to be responsible for their own stuff. I've tried. I'm not perfect. And some days it's just easier to not bother with it. I get it, because I'm the same way. Some days it's like, I cannot deal with this today. I cannot deal with this today. But, yeah, I try to teach my kids to keep up with their own stuff, keep up with their own things. And honestly, my older son is better at it. I don't know if it's because he was the firstborn. I don't know. But he's got his shit together. I mean, I'm impressed. At his age, I think he's got his shit together better than I did. I mean, I don't have to remind him of anything. I don't really have to do anything for him. He gets himself up. He keeps up with his work schedule. He does his own laundry. He makes sure he has, clean uniforms to wear when he has to go to work. He does all of that. My younger son, both of my kids are great. But, kids have very different personalities. And the mistake a lot of parents make, and I was the same way, when you have your second child, you expect it to be the same experience as you had with your first. And chances are it won't be, because they're different people, and they have different personalities, and it's probably not going to be the same experience. My mom was fond of telling me if she had me first, she would have no more children because I was so difficult. She said, "Oh, you screamed and hollered, and you were always craving attention, and you were so needy and clingy. But your brother was never like that. He was so low maintenance. I didn't really have to do anything for him. He was always good and quiet. He was such a happy baby. And you were like the Tasmanian devil. If I'd had you first, I wouldn't have had any more, because you were a really, really difficult baby. Raising you was a job. It was a job." Whenever she talks about raising me, it sounds like the worst thing anybody ever had to do. Like I was just a nightmare. But what I'm saying is, if your first baby was really easy, I think the universe has a bit of a sense of humor. You will have a Tasmanian devil second that will just blow your mind. Like, what is this? All the techniques I used with my first child are not working. Yeah, because you had Beelzebub this time. So I'm just saying, I made the mistake of thinking that my second child, it would be the same experience. No. It was very different. He had raging colic for a very long time when he was a newborn. He really did. Oh my Lord, that poor child. And that's all the pediatrician could say. Like, I think it's just colic. I don't know. But anyway, he's very creative, but he's also, he's not absent-minded, but like, he just doesn't, he struggles with keeping up with stuff. And he is kind of absent-minded. He's kind of like Mr. Magoo. I mean, I love him. That sounds awful. He's not completely like Mr. Magoo. He's sort of Mr. Magoo-like. And he just kind of forgets stuff. And he just kind of, and it drives me crazy. And he loses things all the time. And, ugh. I just want to pull my hair out some days. The retainer is a perfect example. Like, he knows, keep it in the case, wear it every day, wear it at night. He knows this. Does he do it? No. Do I get onto him every day to do it? Yeah. Does he do it? No. Fuck. It drives me crazy. But he's kind of like Mr. McGee. I love him, but he's very different from his brother. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's not bad. It's just an extra challenge. I do have to remind him of things. And he's getting better. I mean, he's only 13. I mean, he's getting better. And my older son at 13 wasn't perfect either. I mean, kids do stupid things. They do stupid stuff. And they don't really understand why, because their higher level in judgment and stuff has not fully formed. Your brain doesn't fully finish growing and maturing until you're about 25. So kids will do things like putting it in the Ziploc bag. Why would you do that? I don't know. Why didn't you just put it in the case? You had it with you. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, I have the case. I had to get him to hunt for the case this morning. I have that. But you end up with these little 3D printed mold thingies here. And that's so that I know what his teeth look like. That's actually very cool. And they could just make a new retainer from the molds. If they don't fit right, he may have to get x-rays redone and get new molds made, which will cost, that's a total of $200. If you have to get a new set, if you have to get a new retainer made and they have to x-ray and make new molds, that's $200. And he will be paying every penny of that if that's necessary. And I know that sounds harsh. I know a lot of people will say, you're being a little hard on him. No, I'm not. I would make him work off that money. He doesn't have a job, but I would make him work off every penny of that money. Because I think it's better to learn stuff like that now than when you're 30, Let him learn it now in a controlled environment. That when you make bad choices and you do things, there are going to be consequences for that, and you're going to have to deal with it. I'm not always going to be here, and I'm not going to clean up your messes. I'm not going to do it. When you're 30, do not be looking for me to deal with your problems, because I'm not going to deal with your problems. I'm harsh. I'm terrible. But anyway, I got to get in here and drop this thing off, and hopefully later I'll be able to go pick up my car, get that done, and then I will be all set. I'm really glad I took it in. So it sounds like it really needed some work. So that's fine. They're going to take care of it. They take good care of all of the vehicles that I have had for a long time, and they're awesome. I trust them 100%. They've never done me wrong. When you find a good mechanic, hang on to them. Keep going there. Give them all your business, because they need it. Small businesses need it. These big chains don't need your money, and they don't care about you. They will do you wrong and not think twice about it. But anyway, I hope your day is going well. And then I'm going to go get Biscuitville for my older son. He asked me to pick up Biscuitville on the way back, so I'm going to do that. So I may even I was kind of thinking about getting a country ham biscuit. I haven't had a country ham biscuit in forever, and I would like to have one. I may get one. Maybe it'll put me in a better mood, because I'm kind of irritated, because so far today it's just been aggravating as hell. And then I got to go home and put batteries in key fobs, because it's always something. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Happy Wednesday, and I'll see you again soon.